Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 with another video review. Today we're going to be looking at a third-party figure, that being the Big Firebird nacha, I believe is how that's supposed to be pronounced. They are the ones who did the nacha RC. This is their take on a heavily stylized black arachnia, from what I understand. And it is an interesting figure. It does look nice. So we have the row boobs here on the front. We got a picture of the figure there on the side. On the top we just got the EX03 nacha. On the side we got a picture of the spider mode. We got our product shots, and then there's a very shiny box. Very shiny. And on the bottom we just got nacha again. And that's it for the package. We also get a instruction booklet. Get a list of everything it comes with. The transformation, which could be better, but it's not the worst I've seen. The only part I didn't really understand very well was the robot arms. But yeah, and there's sort of the instructions for how the chair bit seems to work, I think. But yeah, there's that. And she does come with a few accessories, but they don't seem to store in the spider mode in any way, so I'm going to wait till robot mode to talk about them. But we'll get a quick look at the figure here. She does come packaged in robot mode, but I felt it was better to start from the spider mode for this particular review, so that is what I am doing. Here we have the head of the spider. It's rather interesting. You can sort of see the robot legs here with the thighs and the feet and all that. But the head is on a ball joint. So you do get plenty of movement and posability. These pieces do come out to the side. Do be careful, they are quite pointy. And there is actually a little bit of mouth articulation with this little golden piece right here. Some nice red for the eyes. We also get some reds here on the legs and on the abdomen. Some very nice metallic paint. Each of these four legs are the same. They are actually two pieces connected together to form the leg, but they are on a ball joint. And then there is, I believe, there's a hinge, right here. And then a hinge here that goes that far, and then this can go that far and that far. And that's the same for all four of the legs. So these two forward legs, and that's already getting really loose. These are the robot thighs, so there is some restricted movement there, but it is on like a universal joint here. And then we get a knee, and then a hinge and a hinge for that. Not really any movement in the abdomen. And like I said, the instructions weren't super clear about what to do with the robot arms, so I just sort of folded them underneath the abdomen here. I felt that was the most streamlined way to do it. Yeah, okay, that leg is just really loose all of a sudden. It wasn't like that 30 seconds ago. Anyway. But yeah, you do get some spidery posability here for the spider mode. It doesn't really seem to support itself super well. I mean, it's really just sort of the abdomen and the front legs that sit on the ground solidly. But, you know, most people probably aren't going to display this in this particular spider mode. But, yeah, that's more or less it for the posability. And again, we do get some very nice details here. And some nice, would that be teal? I feel like that's teal. Either way, it's a very nice color. So yeah, and yeah, I think that's about it for that. So I guess we can go ahead and move on to the transformation here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to bring the thighs sort of down like so. And we're going to come back here to, yeah, right here. And we want to, actually we're probably going to want to straighten these legs out a bit just to make sure they don't get in the way. And there are plenty of pokey bits on this. I'm actually stabbing my fingers all over right now, but we want to pull down on this. Okay, yeah, that leg just straight up fell off. Okay. And there's that. Bring these up just to get them out of the way. These arms we're going to fold down and then bring them forward. Bring them forward. And then we're going to unpeg this armature here from her bottom like so. And when pegging this in, be aware that this does compress a little bit, and this little like angular piece does cover up the hole for this peg right here, this long golden one. So just be aware that that is a thing. I'm gonna come back here and get right under this panel and open this all up, and there's her head. And we're just gonna wiggle that loose, and it stabbed me in the hand again. And there's a post right here that just pegs into this hole in the back of her head. So we'll get that out of the way. And I'm gonna just peg this. Actually, I'm gonna leave that off because there's stuff to show with that. But just close this up and then bring this back around, and this peg will go into this hole right here. And then we move these legs out of the way, and this peg will go into this hole, and that will sort of form our little spider pet thing. And then you can split all the legs apart like so. I'll just do this, try and do this real quick. Trying to get in there. But yeah, after doing that, this spider will have 8 legs. Obviously, I'm not putting this one on just yet, but we'll get to that in a second. Back to the robot. You're going to want to straighten out her thighs, and be aware that these thigh pieces are just on a peg, so if it comes off, it's not really a big deal. Straighten out the legs. Bring this back around. Just sort of want to reorient all that. Straighten out the legs. Come down here to the feet, bring that forward, then you're going to fold this piece up and back, and that will form her heels. Up and back, that will form the heel. Coming here to the arms, we're going to move this shoulder up on this double hinge. And actually, I'm going to rotate her head around first. Then bring that. I'm going to think... Yeah, I think... No. Pretty sure. There we go. Because I know it's not supposed to sit that high up on her arm. There we go. Yep, that came on big. Anyway, yep, make sure to fold these up and accordion it properly. It'll work with me here. There we go. And then for these pieces here, you are supposed to lift this assembly up and then rotate them 180 and fold them back out like this. And this part does move, but the instructions really don't say too much about it, so you can move that how you want. Orient the hands as you so choose. Just gonna fold these out. Orient the hand. Then we come back here to the back of her head. We want to rotate this whole hair piece. Come on. Trying to remember where exactly the rotational pivot was. Oh, right, it just folds down. Then you bring this piece down, and then this rotates around, and then closes off, and that'll form the back of her head, like so. And there, we have her in her robot mode. So there is that. Let's get her standing all nice and pretty. Anywho, so there we have her in her robot mode with her spider. And now I'll get to the reason I didn't put this leg back on, because she comes with 3 accessories. She comes with 2 daggers, and these are actually die cast. These are fully die cast, so that's kind of cool. And then she comes with this staff, and as you can see, there are some ball joint sockets on either side and on the back here. If you want to attach the legs, it does go over this in the instructions. I think that seems a little weird, but it's a thing you can do if you want. We'll open these up and, you know, make this look all wacky or something. There she has a fancy staff thingy or whatever now. I suppose you could theoretically if you really wanted to, which is something I'm gonna do because I like this idea. You could make it into like some sort of weird Egyptian scythe like weapon if you really wanted to. So there's that. But anyway, I'm gonna pop that back off so that I can put it back on the actual spider. I'm gonna just do this real fast. And now our spider has its 8 legs, and it definitely supports its weight a lot better now. I mean, because, you know, most of the weight's actually in this figure because she's got some die cast on her. I think these entire calf areas are die cast, and I think there was a little on the upper body somewhere, but yeah, definitely in the legs. In fact, I think the outer thighs are die cast as well, because her legs are definitely hefty. You might even say she's thick. But yeah. And while it does go over the like attachment points, it doesn't specifically go over that chair thing she has. It just sort of points out that you can reattach the backpack piece. Yeah, here it goes over the staff thing with the spider legs attached. But I'm gonna see if I can do this whole chair thing real fast. I'm sure people will want to see that. But say, imagine you probably open it like this, and apparently there's a rotation joint here. I did not know about that. think where this would even... Alright. Come on. Yeah, where did I put that box? Because I know there's a picture of it on the box. Okay, I think I see. Yeah, so basically, it's gonna be something along the lines of attaching everything. I'm gonna flip this back. Ah, no. Close that back up. Essentially, it looks like we just try and plug this into a butt or something. And that leg's popping off again. I don't think it's going to support her weight, considering. There, that's a little better. See if I can even get this to cooperate with me. Come on. Trying to get this to fold up. Definitely need to be somewhere like over here. Yep. I definitely don't see this actually working out that well. But it is a thing you can do if you so choose. Yeah, I don't really understand how this is all supposed to go together. Yep. Okay, chair mode's a bust as far as I'm concerned. If you can get it together to display it that way, cool for you. I'm not really gonna bother because that's not how I'm gonna display this anyway. Anyway, I'm just gonna get this spidery thing out of the way. And you can attach it in robot mode. There's a way to do that. But again, I'm probably just gonna have the spider thing off to the side and then have her displayed differently. One last thing to go over though is she does come with several pairs of alternate hands. We have two fists like this, which I don't really understand what they're for, as they don't actually hold anything. Because like this staff, it looks like there's a little seam here, but it definitely does not come apart. And none of the other ones have this attachment point. I don't really get what that's about. Because if you look at all the other hands, they have a little post hole, and it's much different size. Come on. Tweezers with me. Yeah, as you can see, the post and hole do not even remotely match in size. So there's that. But we do get two of these sort of half fist hands. We do get... These really don't want to come out of these little pockets. We do get the peace signs. And then we get one set of hands that is asymmetrical. We get the come here. We get sort of a just spindly fingers, I guess, and then finger gun. But since I want to show off, and these are the hands that come installed. They're just sort of open palm hands. I do like that they did her fingernails / claws in those shiny blue. Looks nice. I'm gonna just pop off the other hand. Pop. And they just slide right onto these pegs. As you can see, it's just a little peg. And aside from the spider legs falling off and, you know, the joints on the spider legs not being great, this figure does feel very solid. So, but here we could have her holding her staff. And not sure if it will grip lower. Should let go of it. Yeah. Gonna have her gripping it a little bit lower there, or a little bit higher rather. And she can hold her daggers. So yeah, get some weapon options there. So I should probably go over the articulation for the robot mode, which I really should have done earlier actually. As far as the hips and pretty much most of the legs, they are the same as in the spider mode, but you can kick pretty much, you can do like a full 360 because of the way the joint is, but you can kick that far forward before it starts to splay off, all the way back. Make sure you push that back in. There is a thigh rotation. We get a pretty much a full bend at the knee. It's a double jointed knee. This is the same, it's double hinged, and there is this rotational joint. You can move this, but it pretty much messes with the stability, so not really much point. The head is on a ball joint, I believe. Yeah, it's on a ball joint. You can actually see it there. And can get plenty of motion out of that. Ball jointed, or well, more like universal jointed shoulders. These pieces are just on pegs. They can rotate. Again, the shoulder pads are on double hinges. We do get a see, elbow goes over 90 degrees. We do get ball jointed wrists, and the peg allows for swivel as well. This arm guard can move out, and again this has some movement to it. It's on a hinge and a swivel, and this is on a hinge. And we do get waist rotation. We do have a ball joint at the mid torso, so you do get some motion there, as well as yeah, one for the hip, hips area. It actually blends in really well. I didn't realize that it was there, but you can sort of see it better here among the raw booty. Anything else? Oh yeah, can get a full 360, but that headdress definitely gets in the way. Overall, as far as appearances go, I definitely dig the Egyptian stylization they went for. I do think it looks really cool. I'm probably going to have this more as a display piece rather than, you know, an actual like pick up and mess around with Transformer. But as far as third party goes, it does feel very sturdy for the most part. And I do think, you know, they're definitely aimed at a very cough cough particular audience, cough cough, for Big Firebird. But overall, I do think that as far as the actual build quality, I do think that they do pretty well. Again, the spider pet slash armor slash chair thing could be better, but I think most of their effort really went into this main figure here. So, but you know, I'm glad that they actually, you know, made it, you know, transform and stuff. And honestly, you know, despite this thing's flaws, it doesn't feel like a total afterthought. It just feels like it, you know, received less of the budget. Because like it does look designed well, and you know, the legs do keep popping off on me, but they're, you know, they don't feel super brittle. They, you know, it's all very well painted, and I will admit that I really do dig to the design. Like, I can't, you know, diss on the design in any way. I really do think it looks very good. Trying to put this thing back together. There we go. So yeah, we'll put them side by side again. So yeah, there is that. I'm gonna move this big plastic piece out of the way. And just for a size comparison, here she is next to the Mocha, their race car Nicey. So, and for more general, here is the Earthrise Prime mold. So she's got a fair bit of height on her. She's got the She's got the Amazonian thing going on for her. But yeah, overall, I really think that they really went all out on the overall like design and sculpting. And you know, I don't think that the additional things are bad. I do think that, you know, they were, you know, not really an afterthought, but they definitely came second to the overall design. And I'm not really complaining. I really do dig this design. You know, Black Arachnia is supposed to be like a femme fatale, and you know, this sort of has like an Egyptian slash like Cleopatra vibe to it. So I definitely do think that this is a pretty cool figure for anyone who might be interested in it. And again, I do understand that this definitely has a particular audience slash demographic that, you know, it's not going to be for everybody, but I like it. I dig it. So that's just my opinion. And overall, as far as the transformation, it's pretty basic. You're basically just pegging some armor onto her and, you know, rotating a few pieces around. But overall, I do feel like it was a worthwhile package. You know, I think it was like $80 or $90, and it does feel worth that price. So, yeah, if you're looking for a stylized Black Arachnia for your, you know, display cabinet or display shelf, I think that